friends, how are you doing? You've been doing good. Welcome once again to our Godllywood moment and this series that we have been sharing different topics with you. And I hope that you are using them as a stepping stone to either become a better version of yourself or to improve. There's always room for improvement. And I really do love these topics because it makes us to turn our eyes upon ourselves and see where we can be doing things differently. All right. So I hope that you do have your pen and your paper. You invited your neighbors and everyone to join with you and converse with us. Talk to us. Tell us how these topics has been impacting you. What changed? What is different? We are rounding up in the fifth month of this year, and we all made resolutions. Have you been sticking to your resolutions, or have you given up? But maybe you've been wanting something different, and I believe the topics that we are discussing here is a difference, and it will make a difference in your life when you embrace them wholeheartedly. Okay. So, without further ado, let me share with you what I am going to talk to you about today. And that's being chosen. You should not feel as if you are being tolerated. Have you ever been in a situation where you thought that you were included because of who you are, what you are able to bring to the table, and the difference that you can make? But only to find out that you weren't chosen because of who you are, but you were chosen maybe for the contribution that you are able to make, and then after that you are just sidelined, or you are included in a conversation and you're not really part of it. Maybe if you have something to say, you get shut down or ignored, or the conversation just goes over your head. And how did that make you feel? It's not a very pleasant feeling at all. We've all been there. We've all had some sort of experience with that, where people just tolerate us for the sake of, what we are able to bring to the table, as I said. But then, what does that say about you, the individual? What does that say about me? It shows that somewhere within we don't really value who we are. We don't really believe in ourselves and our abilities. So we tend to subject ourselves to people's opinions, people's viewpoints on us, and we tolerate it, but we shouldn't. If you know your value, you know your potentials, you know your capabilities, you will know who you are, and you know that you make a difference, then people should be able to accept you in that respect and not tolerate you. I think toleration is sort of like an insult. I beg to differ. But if you converse with us, if you get talking with us, you can tell me, no, Donna, I don't agree with that. But think about it for a moment. How many times you've just been picked on, as I said, but not really included? It's just what you are able to bring. It happens in families, it happens in school, it happens in the working place, and it most definitely happens in sports. That person who is a good player, they choose it, but they don't really want to be involved with that person. They have the skills, they have the ability, they have everything, but the person who you are, they don't really want to be with you. So they just tolerate you. So you shouldn't have to subject yourself to that. Do you understand? You are important. And this is something I'm sure maybe you've picked up on in every one of our conversations, the topics we discuss here. We tend to tell you that you are important and you should value yourself. You should value the abilities that you have. And then people, when they choose you, you should make them choose you because of who you are and what you are able to produce, what you are able to bring to the table. And your package, make them to see that I am a package. You can't have one without the other. All right. So there's not a whole lot that I want to share with you because I do believe you get the point. But what I want to say is that use these topics, use them as a stepping stone, make them like a ladder where you are going to examine yourself, and the things that you are discovering that is not good, throw them away. The things that are good to keep, you keep them. So our aim and our objective is to become a better version of ourselves, or to improve on who we are. And with every topic, there is a lesson to be learned. So I hope that today what you are taking for yourself is that, no, I am valued, I am important. So if a person just wants to tolerate, that's their cup of tea. But they should choose me because of I know who I am and the difference that I can make. All right. So I just want to share two things with you before I go. And one is in John chapter 15, verse 16, where Jesus said, "You did not choose me, but I chose you." How about that? No? Imagine Jesus already chose us. And a quote that I came about that I think is really suitable and it gets us thinking. It says, "Choose people who choose you. You deserve to be valued, respected, and chosen, not to be tolerated." If the person truly values you, you won't have to beg for attention. You'll feel it in their affection. So if the person that is including you really respect and admire you, and they know that, yes, all around you are a good um, you are a good contributor to whatever they're doing, whether it's, as I said, in the home or in the school or in your working place or in the sports that you play. They know that you are good to have around because you value yourself. You know who you are. All right. So keep on enjoying the topics. There are many more to come. Remember, it's 21. And with each one, we want to hear from you. Okay. And another thing, have you been tuning in on Fridays at 3 to our Woman to Woman? If you're not, why not? What are you waiting for? Join them. They are now on Spotify. So there are platforms where you can go to. Okay. There's Freedom on Air Radio, television. God has put it all there for you. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what your age is. Doesn't matter what standing you are. Okay. There are content that can make a whole lot of difference in your life. Okay. So until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.